Hi, Sam Tobert, Sound of Joy Music Services, and we're coming on a different venue right now. I am going to be immersing myself in the theory behind the Nashville Number System. I've heard of the number system being touted as the optimum way to learn gospel songs, and I've had my disagreements with it because in the context in which I have seen it shown, they tell you where you should be on the base number, be the one, the four, the five, but then they play a myriad of chords on that number. So I want to be able to immerse myself in the understanding of it. So this will be the first of my videos talking about the Nashville number system. So I love doing research. Here's what I've come up with. So I went to Chat GPT and I asked it a question. What is the Nashville number system? As you can see, I will read it for you. The Nashville number system is a method of transcribing and organizing chords, highlight that word, chords, used in popular music, including gospel music. So gospel music got added on to the Nashville number system. This is the understanding that I'm getting from that line. It is based on the idea of assigning numerical values to chords, regardless of the key they are played in. This allows musicians to easily communicate and play songs in different keys without having to know all the chord names. Now, what do I teach when I do my lessons? I open you up with the scale that a chord is the song is going to be particularly in, and we play all the notes in that scale. And then when we begin to learn the songs, we are naming the chords that have been composed in that song. So when I see the communication of it's based on the idea of assigning numerical values to the chords. That means that chord has to have a name in order to be assigned a number, regardless of the key that they are played in. That I can easily agree with. This allows musicians to easily communicate and play songs in different keys without having to know all the chord names. Now that becomes a point of contention for me because I find that in gospel music, depending upon who wrote the song, they are using chords which are not, you won't find in the book per se. Um, and let me just take you to this screen. I'm in the key of C talking about the Nashville system. As we know, all these chords that I am playing have names assigned to them. So let's associate these names with children in your family. That's all. That's your first child, second child, third child, fourth child, fifth child, sixth child, and your seventh child. And basically these are just root chords. Nashville system is built on the first note of the root chord. So this is always going to be one, no matter what key you're in. It's a one here, it's a one here, it's a one there, it's a one there, it's a one there. The minute you change where this note starts, it's no longer considered the first in that scale. Let me just put on my headphones so that I can. And again, this is my view at it. This is my first video talking about the Nashville number system because I want to be able to interpret correctly those who ask for me to give them a song broken down using the number system. So the minute I add this chord, it's now not number one. Number one now falls here. If I add this note, this no longer becomes the number one chord. The lowest note becomes the number one, depending upon the scale of the song. Now, if I'm doing this chord, who becomes number one? Right here. and all the other chords follow through where their parts are. So if you, to me, using the Nashville number system, if I'm going to be in the 2, and I say, okay, we're all going to the 2, how do I know that's the chord in the 2? If that's the chord in the 2, let me see, there's another one. If that's the chord in the 2, if it's going to, as stated here, allows the musician to communicate and play songs in different keys without having to know all the chord names. Now, am I going to argue this system? No, because there are songs, millions of songs written without Sam Talbert's input. But when I'm teaching a gospel song to one of my viewers, I'm trying to be able to bridge a gap between their learning of the number system before getting to my video and me just saying, you're going to play this chord as number 1, this chord is number 2, and this chord is number 3. And that may be a little bit confusing to them because I'm not a number system user. As I say, I want to be able to talk to the number system with a better intelligence than that. Okay, this is what you're going to do in the 2. This is what you're going to do in the 5. So every 2, 5, 1 progression you make is always going to sound like that. No, it's not. Depending upon the chord you use, the progressions are going to change. The chords will change. So every 2, 5, 1 doesn't sound the same if you add more chords. If you go basic, and I want to be that stepping stone to take the musician who solely depends on the number system to say, okay, we got you started. Now let's get you to the next phase of your music instruction. So I will be talking more about the Nashville number system. I just covered a little piece of it. In fact, I'll just go back to that page for those who may be catching this later. I stopped at point 1, how the Nashville number system works. The chords are assigned numbers based on their root note. Again, the lowest note is the root note. For example, the root chord is assigned the number 1. The 4th chord is assigned the number 4. The 5th chord is assigned the number 5. 1, 4, 5. So if you're going to use that analogy, every song that you're going to play when you're in the 1, that's the only chord you're going to play because that's the root chord. Again, can you write a song with just the root chords being played? Yes, there are thousands of songs written out there with just the root chord. Lean on Me, written with root chords, an iconic song. But because I love the mixture of big band, of jazz, of classical music infused within the number system, I'll bring it out. That is the direction I want to be able to point the musicians that are dependent upon the teaching of the number system to get them to learn any song. What I just did there is a combination of every other song I have heard that operates outside of the number system. So I am not downing the number system. I want to be able to understand it and its application in gospel music. And again, today's music has changed. I have another series coming up where I have asked an AI, Chat GPT, to tell me what are the most common chords used in gospel music today. And you'd be surprised the 4 chords that a AI computer gave me. Gave me the major, the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6. That's it. And I'm like, whoa, those are the 4 most popular chords used in gospel music today. So yes, we're going to talk about that too. But this is my first delve into the Nashville Number System. As I say, I don't want to break anybody's myth of learning their songs using the number system, but I want to be able to help bridge another gap that I can listen to in my listening to other musicians playing when they post videos, where why didn't they add another chord when they were in the 1? Why didn't they go to this chord when they're in the 4? Why didn't they go to this chord when they're in the 5? And why didn't they resolve these chords to get back to the 1? It's all about understanding and getting a better understanding of how you can apply more to the Nashville number system. Again, this is the first of many videos coming, talking the theory of how we're using music today. Take care, and I look to see you soon. Please, if you like this video, subscribe, like, and comment. Talk to you soon. Bye.